Good morning, and good morning. I'm a little under the weather, but I am here making sure I do what I've been doing for years now. Just asking the question, are you stuck? I'm a little stuck. Have a little cold, but other than that, I am truly doing well. Just been extremely busy, and that's probably contributed to the little cold. But I have a little bit more I have to do this weekend. My church is having an around the world Christmas, or Christmas actually, it's called Christmas Around the World. And of course, I have the country of Jamaica. So I need to I need to come up with my stuff. So I have my food. I'm already gonna cook. And yes, I do wear gloves. And I have all of my decorations for my backdrop, and we're going to have curry chicken and rice. We're going to have beans. We're going to have um, meat pies, fruit tray. So we have it coming. Our table's going to be a good table, and also have some decorations that are interesting to include some fun little kids. I don't know. I found it in the store, so we're going to also put that up. But as they say, we're making our way towards finishing up what we started, which is to make this a great event. Last year it was wonderful. We had loads of people. We also have the passport stamps where, as you pass by each table, you'll get a stamp from the country that is being represented. So we also have Africa. I think they have Israel. They have Mexico. I believe they have Spain. I believe they have China and Italy and American foods as well. So anyway, we're at Greater Little Rock Baptist Church. It starts at 2 p.m. tomorrow. We're in Pensacola, Florida, on 901 8th Street. You come in the side door on the 8th Street side. But anyway, you're invited. You're invited, especially ladies, because the ladies are doing it. But listen, if you have a man with you, children with you, bring them. We will feed them all. Okay. Hope to see you then. So anyway, I want to talk about now. And now I did years and years and years ago. And now is one of those words that's interesting to me because I always seem to be in my now and my future all at the same time. Sometimes that's how it happens. It just comes like that, where you're thinking about what you have to do right now, and then you're planning for what you have to do later. And sometimes they said that we don't always give now its due because we're too busy planning for later. Is that you? It happens. So I found a poem called Now by Yosemite. I'm going to get this right name. Yosemite. It's a difficult word, Valley. Um, but I don't know if that's an individual or if it's an association, because sometimes they have different people who post poems. But nope, I look at the bottom and it says by Harriet Monroe. So I don't know who it's by, but one of them it is by, and it's called Now the Creation. It said it is creation's morning. Freshly the rivers run, the cliffs, white brows adorning, sing to the shining sun. The forest, plumbed and crested, scales the steep granite wall. The range peaks, glacier breasted, march to the festival. The mountains dance together, lifting their domed heads high. The cataracts foamly feather flaunts in the streaming sky. Somewhere a babe is borning, somewhere a maid is won. It is creation's morning. Now is the world begun. That's us. When we think about all the things that we've encountered, new life, the plants growing, the sky, forming all kinds of patterns for us to look at. the mountain peaks, the water as it flows, the cars as they pass, they all form visions in our heads. Good morning, Joan. How you doing, my friend? Hey, Cheryl. Hey. Joan, you're invited tomorrow to our church. We're having Christmas around the world. So come on by. Starts at 2 p.m. I'll give you another invite in the inbox. But I just been busy this week. This has been one of those weeks between planning a Rotary party, which was successful, and getting a little under the weather in between. But other than that, I'm ready. Cheryl, you coming tomorrow? Stop by my table. All right. But anyway, when we get back to now, see, I already had jumped someplace else as soon as I saw y'all. Now is now. And sometimes we don't always stay in now. We just don't. We should, but we do not. We should. And now becomes one of those areas where we say, well, I didn't get it completed. Why? Because you left now and you moved to something else. So I asked you this morning, are you stuck in your later, or are you currently present in the now? Some of us stay in the planning stage, future. We never plan for now. Or now wasn't planning well enough, so by the time we get to something must be done, we're not ready. How many is that is us? Well, I have a tendency to overplan, overthink, overprocess, and I'm honest about it. I tell people that, I just look around, like when I think about even my own house, which is one of the words I really want to deal with, is where do you go at this time of year? And I'm going to do that next week, which is your home or someone else's home. And so that's next week's word. Thanks, Sandy, for the invite. Our book club is meeting on tomorrow. Okay. Are they meeting in the morning or the afternoon? It doesn't start till 2. I think we're 2 to 5. So we're giving people ample time to get over, maybe going downtown for the, I think the marketplace is open tomorrow as well. And the different things that are going on. A lot of churches are having, bazaars, Christmas bazaars and stuff. But anyway, if you can come, please do. So anyway, when we look at the word now and it talks about it, it says now at the present time or moment. And it says the moment, just now, at this present, right now. My mother used to say right now. I still remember her saying that. I used to say that to my daughter, and she said, I have to do this first. I used to be so angry, but we eventually got to the point where she understood what it meant. It says, at this present time, currently, here and now, presently, at the moment. And it says today, these days, at this day, not later, at this age, not later or not older. So all of those mean now. They're not talking about, next week. But a lot of us are on next week before next week ever comes. How many of us have already envisioned Christmas? I have, In fact, my daughter and I were trying to plan what we were going to do. And of course, for me and also for her, is that we want to go see the Color Purple on its opening day, which is December 25th. So we planned it. We already have tickets. So that's our plan. Other people may have other plans where, they're going to eat, they're going to watch football, they're going to go to sleep, eat again. So there it is. That's what they're going to do. They're going to have a good time. So when we break this word down, I say if we're in our now, we do not need naggers. And naggers are people or persons who will criticize, especially somebody who does it habitually. Is that a person who nags sometimes will do, for you doing something or not doing something. Someone who complains, typically, they're going to do it incessantly, and it's going to be irritating. I find that a lot of times, even when I was doing counseling, many people were were troubled during the holiday season because they had naggers in their midst. Let me see what you all are saying. Necessary, yes, we do need that. See you there. Okay. Good morning, sweet lady. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Big Mo. Good morning, Big Mo. Worshiping Usher. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, everyone. That's so sweet, everybody. But anyway, how many of you have gone through a holiday, especially the Christmas holiday, which is a big one like Thanksgiving, and somebody is complaining about something? Okay, the gravy had lumps in it. Not enough people were able to get at the table. You had too many people you invited. I mean, I just remember so many things, from when I was coming up to when I was doing things myself, to now. Now, sometimes it's quiet. I'm always invited. My daughter and I are always invited other places, but and sometimes we will go. But she's gotten to an age now where she wants to cook some things. So you got to let them cook when they want to cook. So that's for me. That's important. Let's see. On my birthday. Okay. All right. All right. Good. 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 And a narrative. That's what we get from people. Yes, Joe. Narratives. So Mo, is it your birthday on the 25th? What's on your birthday? Give me some more on that. But anyway, or do they nag you on your birthday? But anyway, naggers are all over the place, and you have to put them kindly, sweetly in their place. Or, some people ignore them. They just don't pay any attention to them at all. They say, yeah, okay, thank you. Sometimes people want to tell you how to make the dressing, when you should be serving the food. Something is not warm enough, so there's all kinds of stuff. But when we move on in the word, I want us to stay in the now of realizing the importance of everything, paying attention to things that are obvious. Don't seek things that you cannot see. I know we dream in our hearts. We care for what we want to care for. But if you can just stay in the obvious, in the present, okay, regardless of the naggers, just stay present. Obviously says easily seen, easily recognized, easily understood, and that you easily understand it. And it says open to view or knowledge the event, meaning be present in your holidays. Be present. Don't have it where you're thinking about what else you could have done, should have done, didn't do. It is what it is. Be grateful for the fact that we still can see a Christmas, and I'm always grateful for the fact that I can still see, hear, walk, talk, dance a little bit. I'm fine. I'm gonna drink some tea. So when we look at something being obvious, it says that we should really look at it in something, a way to give us knowledge for an advantage, giving us an advantage to being right here, right now. I see what's going on, or something is missing. I see that it's missing, very seldom do people really have to remind me, but when they do, I'm good with it, because sometimes we need reminders. But if you have a person that is the nagger in the room, and it doesn't really allow you to deal in your own obvious behavior, then you can just take it with a grain of salt and do what you do with it. It says, but when something is obvious, it's undeniable. Such as if there's lumps in the gravy and I said, dig around it. And then I'll laugh a little bit. But I'm pretty good gravy maker, so I would say there's probably not going to be. I would strain it before I'd ever let lumps be in it. And it says also we need to be accessible, meaning present. When we're accessible, we're present. So we're not thinking about years gone by. We're not thinking about next year, following year. We're right there with them. We're right there with them, having it It says things are clear to us. When we see them, we know what to do. I was looking at our neighborhood coming down the street 2 nights ago. My daughter and I were together, and I said, my house is the only one that doesn't have anything outside of it. Well, inside I have these two trees. One is a serious Charlie Brown tree. It has no ornaments or anything on it. It is just lit up branches, and I love it. It's just one of my favorite trees. And I bought it years ago when I went to visit some friends, the Hogan's the doctors that are affiliated. They were affiliated with Hampton University and Norfolk State, and they were just friends of mine for years. And every time I go visit them, they'd always take me to some place that was unusual. They took me to this place, and I guess now it would be like a dirt cheap, but I don't know the name of it. But it was like a dirt cheap, but this beautiful, it just sung to me. And I'm traveling now, so how am I going to get a tree home? Girl, I practically threw clothes out on the floor just to make sure that tree could travel from there. That was my now, from Virginia back to Florida. And I laid it down because it is a collapsible tree, but I made sure that I put everything around it. So I still have that tree. And it's in the window looking like it has that little snow blanket at the bottom, like Charlie Brown's tree did. So anyway, getting back to what else I did is that we were in Home Depot, and I looked at this tree, and it kind of reminded me of, once again, a Charlie Brown tree, but it was for outside. And so I asked him how much it was. It was 50% off. I said, that's the time to take the tree. So I brought it home, and for some reason I couldn't find my original plug. I did finally find one. It's out there now. Good morning, Miss Rosie. So my tree is Charlie Brown, looking good, just lights. Once again, just lights. I didn't add anything else to it. That was my now moment for last night when I plugged it in. But anyway, when we're in our obvious, we see what we want to see and what we may need to see. For me, coming down my street and seeing that my house was the only one that didn't have any kind of festive look thing going on, I put it up there for whatever it is, whoever comes down this far on the street. But anyway, when we're obvious, it says we pay attention to what's accessible, what's clear, what's discernible, what's evident. It was evident to me that I was missing out. And it says noticeable, overt, and pronounced. That's how we look at stuff. We look at what we want to see, and sometimes we don't pay attention to it, and then we jump right over it. So that means we're no longer current. We moved on to the future. What's our next thing? Stay current, stay now. And to me, Christmas is one of those holidays that forces you to pay attention. It does. It forces you to pay attention to what is truly, truly, truly going on, especially with your money, your time, because people can use both of those. They would take your money and they would take your time for you doing things for them. But then there you go. Let's see. Ordinary, yes. How many things are ordinary to us and actually make sense. Objective. What is the objective? When you're having a holiday, the objective is to get through it. Get through the holiday. Just have a good time getting through it. And my end is I had natural too. That when we're going through our now, we need to be as natural as we can. We don't need to try to all of a sudden we become, Mrs. Claus, or we become a Grinch or a Scrooge. Let it go. Let it go. One of the things I did the other day is when we did our Christmas party, I named all the tables funny names, and I had the Scroogers, I had the Pine Coners, I had the Eggnoggers. So I just made up all kinds of names. Oh, they came in laughing. They said, oh my goodness, that is just funny. You have to sometimes step outside of the seriousness and just be in the now of fun, the now of just having a good time. So that's what we did. Nostalgic. Oh, I like that. Nostalgic is good. Because don't all of us, can we all get a little bit of our childhood in our present day right now? A little bit of our, teenage years, a little bit of our, our first years of being out on our own, maybe getting out of college and making decisions. And it is what it is. My last word that I have, my last letter for the word of now is work. We need to work in our now while we plan for our later. And working in now sometimes involves a lot of things. It says it's really an activity involving mental or physical effort. And sometimes we give our effort and our physicalness to other things that don't really matter. They really don't. So we have to also have a discerning spirit that we know that something matters versus something not mattering. So anyway, it says activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or a result. That's us. We really need to say that it means something to us, or it means enough to us for how we feel about someone else. So we will make that effort. We will do something for someone else just because we know it will mean something to them. So willpower is great. I love that word. Willpower has a tendency to make us understand, are we girded or not? Are we easily pushed over? Are we able to say no and mean it? Or do we say yes to everything and end up feeling bad about what we've said yes to? Um, Being weary, yes, sometimes that happens. And worry less. I think that's really good, to worry less about stuff. I used to worry about every little thing constantly. I've always been one who paid a lot of attention to detail. And I remember when I was coming up, my mother would always say, "Girl, why don't you find something else to do? Because you've been on that thing for forever." But when I presented it, I was like right on time. I thought it was great. It says, "Well done, celebrate your now." Absolutely, I think we should celebrate now. So when we look at our work, it says we have to pay attention to our labor during this time of year. Our toil, our exertion. And I believe that that's how I ended up with this little cold, is because I had done everything this week. As a president of a club, you're busy. In fact, I'm thinking now I need to thank everyone for coming to the party. They had a great time. I led them in songs, Christmas songs. We gave out all kinds of nice little, prizes. They had a wonderful dinner, and I felt the effects when it was over. Sometimes when we've extended ourselves so far, we've worked beyond our our real ability. We just have. So I realize the importance of, sometimes I need to say no more than yes. I need to rest more than not. I need to care about me more than I do. I care a lot about others, so I put that out there. But when we're working, it says that we look at, what are we laboring on, toiling on, what effort are we putting in, what slog, what drudgery we're pulling ourselves through, what is the service that we're providing, is it being reciprocated, what grind are we going through, have we developed a sweat over time with what we're involved in? Is there a lot of elbow grease to it? And a lot of times when you take things on, you working it. Period. You are working. No other way to put it. You're putting in, what I would say, serious grafting. You realize that you're creating something that will go beyond the presence of it happening. It will be in memory, and will be memory that hopefully you're creating. That's a good one. So I always look at, my holidays trying to be good to others, and that's good. But I need to stay in the now and not think well, what did I do last year, and what am I going to do next year? Stay now. And that means the staying now also says you're probably going to be more in tune with your time that you're spending, the money that you're spending, and the effort, because it doesn't always come back the way it is given. So we need to really say, what is my now? Not my later. What's my now? What do I have on my plate right now? Um, you are worth it. That's right. We are worth it. All of us. Anybody out there, we're all worth getting our needs met, our desires met. Um, but we also have to say, when we're being good to others, we have to understand when enough is enough. When we've done all that we can do, we need to say that and be done with it. But anyway, I chose a short word today because I am feeling a little under the weather, but I don't feel really, really sick. I just know that I'm not at my 100%. So since I'm at my 90%, I'm going to reserve that other 10% to get the other, to catch up with the other 90%. So that's what I need to do. I need to do that. It says, take care of you. Don't burn out or rust out. What you say, that rust out, that sound like, yes, that sound like that's one of them old remedy words that your parents or grandparents would have said, don't rust out now. But anyway, I appreciate all of you for coming in here with me. It's been a while, and we're all still here. Thank God. I'll be here Monday, and maybe Wednesday, but I'm going to take Friday before the holiday off, and then probably Wednesday after the holiday. So definitely, you won't see me on Christmas Day, but probably the Friday before and the Wednesday after. But if I change and you want to see me, let me know. Just inbox me and say, hey, or text me. Say, hey, when you coming on? And then I'll see what I can do. But anyway, I love you guys. Appreciate you. Be safe out there. If you don't do anything else, hit that like, love, and share button. You don't have to pay me anything, but certainly hit share. And somebody else can get the message. Somebody out here is there saying, are you stuck? And we can talk about it. All right. Love you guys. Be safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.